Hey guys! I am so excited to announce that today rings the beginning of Halloween theme month! Yeah! So all throughout October I am going to be making videos and blog posts related to Halloween in some way or the other. Now I cannot guarantee that all my blog posts will be exclusively Halloween themed, but all my videos will be Halloween videos. I am ridiculously excited. There's gonna be some fantasy, some history, some last minute costumes, some special effects stuff, some hair tutorials, there's gonna be some nails. It's all in there and I'm so excited. I still have a little bit of room left for some requests here and there, so if there's anything you would like to see during this month, you can leave a comment here below. Now that we're here, let me tell you a little bit about what I know about the origins of Halloween, since I am a Celtic Studies graduate. There is a harvest festival in well, the ancient Irish world anyways, that is called Samhain, and that is celebrated on the 31st of October. During this festival, obviously, it has to do with the harvest, so you know, all of that is brought in and celebrated, and fires and everything. But also something that I have encountered personally in Old Irish literature and stuff is the fact that during Samhain, the bridge between our world and the other world is very thin and crossovers may happen. And now often people think that the other world is like the world of the dead, or the place where you go when you die. That's not actually the case. It is a completely separate parallel universe, I guess you could say, where time flows differently and people look different. They can be either ridiculously gorgeous or ridiculously ugly, and it's really funny to read those descriptions of those ugly people. It's hilarious. Everything is different, and usually the other world is in a fixed state that the otherworlders themselves cannot fix, so they need someone from our world to come change their situation. So for example, if they want to start a war on their neighbors, they have to bring a human in to start the war because they cannot do it themselves. And that's how a lot of Old Irish stories start, that someone gets a visitor from the other world and gets guided into the other world to do something there they themselves cannot do. Often the hero will be in the other world for a while and then you know, do everything that's asked of him, or fail of course, depending on the story. And then when he comes back he finds out that everyone he knows has died because 100 years have passed, even though he's only been in the other world for like 2 days. Or he finds out that he's lived a whole life in the other world, you know, got a wife, children, everything, and then he comes back to the other world, to the normal world, and nothing has changed, because like a second has passed. So that's just really interesting stuff, really interesting medieval literature. There are different ways to get into the other world, and one of the ways is by a guide, so when someone comes to pick you up, and that can be a human or an animal or just anything. Or when you pass through mists. That's a motive that's sometimes used in movies, so passing through the mist and coming into another world. Or when you go underwater or over water. So sometimes when you set off on a boat and you come across an island, it can be an otherworldly island. There's one story that's really insane, where there's a couple of guys on a boat and they're lost at sea, and they set out from Ireland, and they kind of, the wind takes them and they get lost at sea, and they come across all these islands, and every island is just weirder than the other ones. There's one island where there's a monster that turns itself inside out. Then there's one island where there's little animals that are so hot that they scorch the earth, and when you set foot on the island you will burn to death. Yeah, that's Irish medieval literature for you! If you're interested, by the way, in stuff like this, because I'm just going on and on, I recommend you to read Ancient Irish Tales by Cross and Slover. It is not the most academic source, but it is definitely very entertaining and pretty true to the actual medieval manuscripts in Old Irish. So, okay, I'm gonna stop about Celtic literature here. So yeah, on Samhain, on Halloween night, the event of getting a visitor from the other world or ending up in the other world is larger than normal. So that's kind of the what people always say about you know, a thin line between the fairy world and ours, or the world of the dead. I don't know how that happened to evolve to the world of the dead, but hey, it happened. I think that these tales somehow evolved and people started dressing scary to scare these, you know, creatures, otherworldly creatures away. So that's kind of how the scary costumes originated. So I completely love the whole scary Halloween thing, so most of my costume looks are going to be scary, because I just think that's, you know, that's what it's all about. I really hope you are just as excited for Halloween month as I am. I think that's all that I have for this video, so I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope you are ready, because I definitely am, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!